Okay, so when you're born into a family that you chose, by the way, even if it was a difficult family, you chose that family. Each family has its own culture of violence. So your own family might have been really, really good about eating. Like if you don't want to eat anymore, they don't force you to eat anymore. And if you even want to fast, because you just naturally do, they understand that you want to do that. Like they don't go, oh no, breakfast is the most important meal of the day and like force you, right? Or like, I was slaved over the kitchen for hours to make this for you. You have to eat it. So eating isn't pleasing other people. Eating is pleasing your body and only as much nutrition as you need, kind of thing. So maybe your family was really good about eating. And maybe they didn't have too much junk food in the house, for example. But they were really, really bad about touch. You know, you had to kiss grandma on the cheek or, you know, other kinds of things that are more insidious. So each family, depending on how healed it is, and also depending upon the ego and the shadow of the mother and the father. So this is very interesting because the mother attracts the father in that they are shadows to each other. He is her masculine and she is his feminine. So even if you grew up in a family where we go, oh, mom was terrible, you know, she was nagging and she hurt dad and she cheated on him, but dad was an angel. He was basically a single dad, da 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 da. Da. Even if you think like this, they are both in it together and that's his shadow. And so that bad lady who is, this is hypothetical, that bad lady who is the angel father's, you know, wife, that is him expressed in another form energetically. So he's kind of hiding behind his egotistical mask of being the good guy and letting her take the fall, you know, but really they're a team because they were attracted to each other for some kind of reason. They vibrationally match. And so, depending on the ego and the shadow of the family and how healed or unhealed they are, your boundaries are going to be forced upon you. Like they're not your real boundaries, but the boundaries of your ego, so that they fit into the system that already existed before you came into play. And what you're probably going to be doing is helping them relieve the burden of having to feel themselves. So if he hates himself because his wife cheated on him and spent all his money and looks down on him and all this stuff, kind of stuff, but he won't divorce her, right? If he hates himself, depending on his predilections, he's going to ask energetically for you to relieve him of the burden of feeling himself. Whether that means you're funny and you make jokes and you're always doing skits, or you're the straight A student, so he doesn't have to worry about you, or you take care of all the other kids in the house, or you become the new wife, which can happen. You become the new wife. And again, that can have some insidious consequences, but you become the new wife because he emotionally relies on you as his partner because his other partner is not there, right? Whatever that is, it just depends on the individual characteristics of these people. But you can see that what you think of as your boundaries and who you think you are growing up has nothing to do with who you actually are. And it has to do with you having to fit into the system where, I'm sorry to say, you are bottom of the hierarchy. So the parents are higher in the hierarchy, you are bottom of the hierarchy. What do we make the slaves do in the house? Everything we don't want to do. Everything that's dirty, everything that we don't want to like give up our life force energy taking care of that, but it still needs taken care of. Someone needs to take care of it. So that's unfortunately often, and this is really strong what I'm saying, but it is unfortunately, I believe, the truth. Children have to take up those dirty jobs, energetically dirty jobs. And sometimes that dirty job is being like the little lawyer who goes to Harvard and like saves everyone by becoming rich. You know, that could be the dirty job. You know, the dirty job can mean anything. It's just whatever the parents don't want to do. Am I making sense? Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. Okay. All right. Bye.